Boleh, tadi dah announce tak? Okay, nanti mic kat sini. Nanti.
Check.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, sukacita pihak majlis memohon hadirin sekalian mengambil tempat duduk masing-masing. Pihak majlis juga memohon kerjasama daripada pihak hadirin agar mematikan telefon bimbit atau menetapkan kepada mod tanpa deringan bagi menghormati majlis. Hadirin dimohon berdiri untuk nyanyian lagu Negaraku dan wawasan setia warga UiTM. Hadirin juga dimohon kekal berada di tempat duduk masing-masing sehingga tetamu kehormat meninggalkan Dewan. Sekian, terima kasih. Turn down to what am Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Hadirin yang dirahmati sekalian, sekali lagi sukacita pihak majlis memohon para hadirin sekalian untuk mengambil tempat duduk masing-masing. Kita akan bermula dalam 5 ke 10 minit sahaja lagi. Sekali lagi pihak majlis juga memohon kerjasama daripada pihak hadirin agar mematikan telefon bimbit atau menetapkan mod tanpa deringan bagi menghormati majlis. Hadirin juga diingatkan untuk berdiri untuk nyanyian lagu Negaraku dan wawasan setia warga UiTM. Hadirin juga dimohon kekal berada di tempat masing-masing sehingga tetamu kehormat meninggalkan Dewan. Terima kasih. Hold my hand, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I wish. across the river, across the deep ocean, open sky, and baby, I'll try. In my dreams, I feel this move across the sea. I keep it with me in my heart. You make it easy. It's look at this friend. Look at look at your heart moves when you're fast asleep. In dreams of wings, your heart beats whenever you wish for your key. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow is smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, it's true that you wish will come true. It can happen to you if you're young and hard. It's hard, you will find, giving you the blind. You know not hard. You can go to experience all impossible speeds. Now when your dreams are upon the seas, your life is worth every unseen day. And love is in the morning on its way. dalam Dewan. Sidang hadirin dimohon berdiri. Terus berdiri untuk lagu Negaraku dan wawasan setia warga UiTM. Hadirin dipersilakan duduk. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Melati kuntum tembuh melata, sayang merbah di pohon cemara. Bismillah di awal pemula kata, saya sembah pembuka bicara. Majlis amat berbesar hati dengan kehadiran Yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Nur Hayati Saad, Penolong Naib Chancellor Strategi Universiti Teknologi Mara. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Syahriman Zainal Abidin, Penolong Naib Chancellor UiTM Global, Universiti Teknologi Mara. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Dr. Hajah Roziah Muhammad Janur, Mantan Naib Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Mara, Pegawai-pegawai kanan Universiti Teknologi Mara, Wakil-wakil Rakan Industri Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran Informatik dan Matematik KPPIM yang diraikan. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron, Penolong Naib Chancellor Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran Informatik dan Matematik KPPIM. Datuk-datuk, datin-datin, para profesor, pengurusan kanan KPPIM, alumni KPPIM dan para hadirin yang dihormati sekalian. Selamat datang ke Majlis Syarahan Profesor oleh Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron, Penolong Naib Chancellor Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran Informatik dan Matematik Universiti Teknologi Mara. Bagi memberkati majlis pada hari ini, dipersilakan Saudara Muhammad Amir Imran Muhammad Nur untuk bacaan doa. Dipersilakan.
Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanirrahim maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Segala puji bagi Allah, Tuhan sekalian alam. Selawat dan salam ke atas junjungan Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma ya Allah, kami mengangkat tangan menadah, mohon diberi taufik dan inayah agar program ini berjalan dengan gah sampai ke penghujung tanpa masalah. Allahumma ya Allah, pada pihak pengurusan dari atasan hingga yang di bawahan, tetapkanlah keimanan, kekalkanlah kesihatan, tajamkan pemikiran, waraskan tindakan, cantikkan kepribadian, kentalkan semangat dalam didikan. Allahumma ya Allah, pada semua yang memenuhi ruangan dewan, tiada lafaz yang mampu diucapkan selain pujian nikmat kesyukuran. Tak kala doa kami dimakbulkan, melihat kami mencapai kejayaan, hilang seluruh kepenatan, berbaloi segala pelaburan. Allahumma ya Allah, dari kami yang mendoakan, bersyukur di setiap hikmah pemberian, dari kepayahan membawa kemudahan, dari kesusahan membawa kesenangan, dari kegelapan membawa sinar dan harapan. Allahumma ya Allah, dengan izin-Mu jua, kami hadir ke UiTM tercinta. Dengan izin-Mu jua, segala ranjau onak dapat diatasi akhirnya. Dengan izin-Mu jua, semua pihak tersenyum ceria. Dan dengan izin-Mu jua, air mata gembira mengalir tanpa disengaja. Allahumma ya Allah, limpahkanlah ganjaran buat mereka yang memberi sokongan, juga yang memberi dokongan, biarpun kecil dalam sumbangan. Allahumma ya Allah, titipkanlah setinggi-tinggi penganugerahan pada ibu yang telah melahirkan, kasih sayang berpanjangan kerana siang dan malamnya menghayun buayan agar kami tidak kesempian. Allahumma ya Allah, pada bapa yang membesarkan kecekalan dan kesabaran kerana dia mencari rezeki memberi suapan biarpun dalam keletihan dan kepenatan. Allahumma ya Allah, pada guru yang menyampaikan kerahmatan berterusan kerana dia ilmu bertebaran dalam usaha memberi kefahaman. Pada pihak pemberi sokongan, keikhlasan dalam setiap amalan kerana sokongan menambah kekuatan dalam meniti liku-liku kehidupan. Hindarkanlah ya Allah kejayaan hari ini menjadikan kami lupa diri, tidak mengenal erti budi, akhirnya akan memidasakan diri. Hindarkanlah ya Allah kejayaan yang dikecapi menjadikan kami bengkak tak berdiri, lupa pada ikrar dan janji, pastinya akan mudaratkan diri sendiri. Ya Allah, janganlah kerana ilmu sedikit yang kami miliki menjadikan kami rasa tinggi diri. Sebaliknya, suburkanlah sifat rendah diri dengan senantiasa memuji-Mu ilahi. Allahumma ya Allah, dalam pepatah ada ungkapan, bumi mana tidak ditimpa hujan, setiap insan menanggung kesalahan. Padamu ya Allah kami mohon keampunan. Akhirnya ya Allah, ada di antara kami yang sedang berusaha, dalam usahanya penuh cita-cita agar dapat menjadi insan yang bermakna. Kerana Nabi SAW pernah bersabda, yang sebaik-baik manusia adalah mereka yang paling banyak manfaatnya bagi manusia. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana haza jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'alillahuma fina wa la ma'ana wa la man yatba'una syakiyan wa lam matruda wa la mahruma. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa salam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih saudara Muhammad Amir Imran di atas bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Untuk pengetahuan hadirin sekalian, saudara Muhammad Amir Imran merupakan alumni KPPIM dan penerima anugerah graduan terbaik UiTM bagi Convocation sidang ke-98. Sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, syarahan profesor ini juga disiarkan secara langsung menerusi saluran YouTube Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran Informatik dan Matematik KPPIM UiTM. Seterusnya, majlis menjemput yang berusaha Profesor Madya Dr. Nurjan Salika Janum, Ketua Pengajian Siswazah Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran Informatik dan Matematik KPPIM untuk menyampaikan ucapan aluan. Seterusnya memperkenalkan yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih pengurusi majlis Puan Hazlin Aryani Abdul Rahman. Melayang serindit di atas permatang, merbah berkicau di hujung muara. Pemanis kata, selamat datang, awal bismillah pembuka bicara. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Teknologis Dr. Hayati Saad, Penolong Naib Chancellor Strategi Universiti Teknologi Mara UiTM. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Syariman Zainal Abidin, Penolong Naib Chancellor UiTM Global. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Dr. Hajah Roziah Muhammad Jano, mantan Naib Chancellor UiTM. Barisan Penolong Naib Chancellor dan barisan dekan-dekan, pegawai-pegawai kanan UiTM, wakil-wakil rakan industri Kolej Pengajian Perkomputeran, Informatik dan Matematik KPPIM, yang diraih Profesor Dr. Haryani Haron, Penolong Naib Chancellor KPPIM, Datuk-Datuk dan Datin-Datin, para profesor, bahagian pengurusan kanan KPPIM, alumni KPPIM, para hadirin yang dihormati sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. Syukur Alhamdulillah, pada pagi yang nyaman ini kita akan meraihkan satu tradisi akademik yang penting kepada warga akademik. Kita bakal mendengarkan syarahan profesor yang akan disampaikan oleh yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron, Penolong Naib Chancellor Kolej Pengajian Perkomputeran, Informatik dan Matematik UiTM. Para hadirin yang diraikan, saya dengan rasa penuh takzim akan memperkenalkan yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron. Kita hari ini di sini bukan saja ingin meraihkan kejayaannya yang cemerlang, tetapi menghargai sumbangan yang berharga dalam bidang kepakaran beliau. Peranan beliau sebagai penolong Naib Chancellor pertama di KPPIM adalah amat besar maknanya kepada kami dan UiTM. Tetamu yang dihormati sekalian, izinkan saya membaca sedikit latar belakang serta sumbangan beliau selama lebih 37 tahun dengan lebih terperinci. Yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron dilahirkan di Pekan Nenas, Pontian Johor pada tanggal 17 Disember 1964. Bapa beliau, Encik Harun bin Ahmad, adalah pesara polis, manakala ibu beliau, Puan Hasnah Abdullah atau Lee Sayen, adalah seorang suri rumah. Beliau dibesarkan dalam keluarga multiracial, berketurunan Cina dari keluarga sebelah ibu beliau. Kemudiannya, keluarga beliau berpindah dan dibesarkan di Batu Pahat, Johor. Beliau telah mendapat pendidikan awal di Sekolah Rendah Tengku Mariam Batu Pahat dan seterusnya melanjutkan pelajaran menengah di Sekolah Menengah Tun Fatimah, Johor Bahru. Aktif ketika di sekolah menengah, beliau turut mewakili sekolah dalam debat Piala Perdana Menteri dari tahun 1979 hingga 1981. Kemudian beliau mendapat tawaran beasiswa Petronas pada tahun 1982 dan menyambung pengajian di Arkansas State University. Beliau berjaya bergraduat dengan segulung ijazah sarjana muda Sains Kepujian Sains Komputer.
Cepat Google, Trust Institute, Intelligent Traceability and Trace, FutureNext, Technology Depository Agency TDA, Microsoft, iWatson, Huawei, Channel Education and Culture SEC Association, Department of Statistics Malaysia DOSM dan pelbagai lagi. Di bawah MOU ini, pelbagai salah satu faktor kepada beratus tinggi kemuliaan pasaran pelajar. Berdasarkan laporan terkini, Premier Digital Distribution PTI, SDM dan PAD Federalis sebagai KPPIM mencatatkan pencapaian graduan top 5 monthly salary premium untuk setiap kategori.
Gaji sebulan RM3,000, RM3,500 dan RM4,000. Dari segi pembangunan pendidikan pelajar, sehingga hari ini beliau telah menggraduatkan 12 pelajar PhD dan seorang pelajar sarjana, di mana 4 daripadanya adalah pelajar daripada luar negara. Jika ditanya pada pelajar-pelajar PhD beliau, bagaimana karakter Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani sebagai penyelia? Kata mereka, Prof bukan setakat sebagai penyelia, tapi bagaikan ibu. Semasa sesi konsultasi, teguran berbisa perkara biasa. Tapi setiap kata penuh makna. Teori dan justifikasi perlu dicerna, barulah PhD boleh berjaya. Dan masa kini, beliau berterusan menyelia 2 pelajar PhD dan seorang pelajar sarjana penyelidikan. Sepanjang kepimpinan beliau di bawah FSKM dan KPPIM, banyak inisiatif dan projek berimpak tinggi di peringkat universiti dan kebangsaan yang dijalankan. Antaranya ialah Smart System Hartanah Universiti UiTM, UiTM Academic Management Executive Dashboard, Student Demographic dan Internet Accessibility, di mana sistem ini menyediakan penyaluran informasi tepat tentang tahap accessibility kemudahan rangkaian internet di lokasi pelajar semasa pandemik COVID. Dan sekarang, melalui kepakaran pasukan KPPIM dalam beliau membantu memacu transformasi digital di UiTM dengan mengetuai 2 projek berimpak, iaitu UiTM Virtual University with a Massive Environment Metaverse Concept dan UiTM Big Data Ecosystem, di mana pelaksanaan cloud-based Big Data Ecosystem akan dijalankan secara komprehensif untuk seluruh UiTM. Kecemerlangan beliau bukan hanya di peringkat universiti dan kebangsaan, malah di peringkat antarabangsa. Antaranya ialah beliau merupakan Certified Alibaba Master Trainer for Global E-Commerce Talent Program, keynote speaker di pelbagai konferen antarabangsa, antaranya Asian Workshop on Information Science and Technology, anjuran Japan Advanced Institute of Science and Technology dan UKM, dan dilantik sebagai visiting professor di bawah Stimik Royal Kisaran Indonesia. Yang berbahagia, Prof juga aktif dalam konsultasi dan jaringan industri di mana beliau mempunyai konsultasi yang jika dikira berjumlah lebih kurang 1.5 juta ringgit dan geran industri yang menghampiri 1.6 juta ringgit Malaysia. Cetusan idea dan seterusnya menjadi penggerak kepada pasukan dedikasi daripada KPPIM menampakkan beliau sebagai seorang yang tegas, berwawasan, sentiasa meneroka idea-idea baru dan mampu melihat sesuatu dengan perspektif yang berbeza. Beliau boleh diibaratkan seperti taatnya tahan dilipat, tegaknya pada yang hak, duduknya pada yang elok, berbekal pada yang halal, berpetua pada yang berfaedah, berwasiat pada yang bermanfaat. Namun di sebalik ketegasan, keceriaan beliau selalu memeriahkan suasana. Kebijaksanaan mengolah kata menyebutkan kita yang mendengar terleka. Keceriaan ini juga mungkin disebabkan beliau yang suka bersenam, menjaga kesihatan. Berjoging satu kemestian. Berjalan meneroka peluang di tempat orang dan seorang penggemar makanan dan suka mencuba. Cuba yang makanan tu sama kita Prof, tapi jogging saya start esok. Okay. Dan semestinya yang tidak boleh dinafikan, sokongan ahli keluarga tersayang menjadi tonggak utama kejayaan beliau. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron telah mendirikan rumah tangga dengan pasangan pilihan hatinya, Tuan Haji Insinyur Muhammad Samsul Bahrin bin Hussein, seorang jurutera pada tahun 1986. Perkahwinannya sudah menjangkau lebih kurang 38 tahun ini, dikurniakan 5 orang cahaya mata, 4 orang putera dan seorang puteri. Beliau mempunyai 4 orang menantu perempuan. Keluarga besar ini dimeriahkan dengan kehadiran 4 orang cucu lelaki yang ceria dan comel. Dan kini sedang menanti kehadiran sepasang kembar pada pertengahan bulan Februari hadapan insya-Allah. Hadirin sekalian, jadi sebelum kita ke acara utama, marilah sama-sama kita tumpukan perhatian ke layar utama untuk tayangan khas yang telah disediakan istimewa beserta pensyarahan Profesor yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron. Mari kita saksikan.
I've known Prof. Haryani since we were 7 years old. We were actually classmates from Standard 1 to Standard 6 in Tengku Mariam School in Batu Pahat, Johor. When I first met her, I thought she is a Chinese girl.
Kami mula berkenalan ketika kami sama-sama berkhidmat di PPP ITM pada tahun 1998 atau tahun 99 macam itulah.
For me, our characters are the opposite. She's loud, sorry Prof. Haryani, but I'm very reserved. I'm quite reserved. She's at best when she's a leader, being an administrator. I'm more of a researcher. But despite the differences, we become best friends, I think because we complement each other.
Prof Yani ni sangat curious, especially dengan kejayaan seseorang. Apabila seseorang itu berjaya, yang dia akan tanya macam mana orang tu boleh berjaya atau macam mana orang itu boleh sampai to that level. Kejayaan seseorang itu yang menjadi pendorong dia untuk dia maju ke depan. Sebab for her, if that person yang macam setara dengan dia ataupun setara dengan kami-kami semua ni boleh mencapai kejayaan itu, maka dia pun boleh buat.
Untuk karakter Prof Haryani ni, saya boleh bagi dua word lah. Yang pertamanya work hard and perfectionist. Prof mempunyai ketekunan yang luar biasa dalam menyelesaikan tugas-tugas pejabat tugas harian dan bekerja keras meskipun menghadapi tentangan, cabaran. Terutamanya lah, contohnya masa penubuhan kolej tu, kita memang agak dihadapi dengan pelbagai dugaan.
Bila mengenali PNC ni, karakter dia yang memang saya pun amazed, dia adalah seorang yang energetic, okay? Dan very committed dengan kerja. Beliau tahu apa yang nak dibuat, apa yang perlu dibuat, dan juga bagaimana nak guide untuk mencapai apa yang perlu ditetapkan. Dan beliau juga seorang yang high achiever, dan dia kalau nak achieve, dia bring together.
Dengan kerjasama dengan Prof Haryani, beberapa kejayaan yang saya kira luar biasa untuk kolej dan fakulti seperti penubuhan SOC, Big Data, Ecosystem, Mutual University dan banyak lagi lah kalau nak diceritakan.
Prof ni satunya, dia macam saya cakap tadi, dia bekerja kuat dan dia sendiri nampak very fit. Kalau berjalan tu, memang Prof yang akan jalan ke depan laju. Okay? Kita yang belakang kena ikut, seorang sakit kaki, seorang sakit tulang belakang dan sebagainya.
Prof Haryani whom I know possess expertise that extend far beyond academic knowledge. She is always full of innovative ideas that push beyond the boundary of conventional thinking. Prof Haryani is not only a supervisor and a mentor to me, but also a friend and a sister who always support me in my life. Her dedication and belief in my abilities have been a constant source of inspiration for me and shape who I am today. Thank you, Prof Haryani, for being an exceptional mentor and for making a profound difference in my life.
Tahniah yang tidak terhingga kepada Prof Haryani atas pencapaian luar biasa beliau dalam kerjaya di UiTM. Peningkatan ini mencerminkan dedikasi, kecekalan dan ketekunan yang luar biasa oleh Prof Haryani dalam bidang akademik. Walaupun dengan kegagalan masa, beliau tidak pernah jemu menyuarakan idea dan kesungguhan untuk membimbing saya sepanjang tempoh pembelajaran saya dalam bidang PhD. Saya yakin bahawa pengalaman serta kepakaran Prof Haryani akan terus menyinari kegemilangan dan memberi impak kepada universiti serta komuniti akademik. Prof, saya bangga menjadi salah seorang anak didik Prof dan akan menjadi pemakin kepada saya untuk mengikuti setiap langkah yang diambil bagi membawa impak positif pada dunia akademik dan masyarakat keseluruhan.
I would like to express my congratulations to Professor Technologist Dr. Haryani Haron for her inaugural Professorial Lecture today on the 23rd of January 2024. I remember fondly Haryani as being my PhD student when she registered in 2005 as being a very open student who is open to any ideas and suggestions, including duality of technology. And I think I will always applaud Haryani for embracing the qualitative, interpretive methods of information systems research, while others were shying away from that. Really was the main difference of Haryani and her success in her career.
Dinantikan majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologi Dr. Haryani Haron untuk menyampaikan syarahan bertajuk Duality of Technology, The Metamorphosis of Digital Disruption. Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih kepada Puan Pengerusi Majlis. Berdebar-debar ni sebenarnya. Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologi Dr. Nur Hayati Saad, Penolong Naib Chancellor Strategi Universiti Teknologi Mara. Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Syariman Zainal Abidin, Penolong Naib Chancellor UiTM Global Universiti Teknologi Mara. Yang Berbahagia dan amat saya sayangi Datuk Dr. Hajah Ruziah Muhammad Janum, mantan Naib Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Mara. Rakan-rakan kanan Universiti Teknologi Mara, iaitu yang saya tidak lupakan penolong-penolong Naib Chancellor, Kolej Pengajian dan dekan-dekan yang hadir pada hari ini meninggalkan tugas yang sangat sibuk, dan rakan-rakan industri yang amat saya segani, ya, yang saya tahu bahawa telah berkorban, telah bersama-sama bersama semangat KPPIM dan UiTM, dan juga kepada para hadirin, datuk-datuk, datin-datin, para profesor, kepada lulusan graduan-graduan PhD, saya terima kasih yang hadir, dan yang paling istimewanya ingin saya katakan kepada Encik Ali Imran, Encik Muhammad Imran, ya, Encik Muhammad Imran, alumni KPPIM, yang saya tahu sebenarnya pada saat-saat terakhir mencuba sedaya upaya memohon cuti pada hari ini semata-mata ingin menghadiahkan saya, membacakan saya doa yang menyebabkan saya cukup terharu, ya. Dan jadi di sini saya dahului dengan ucapan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera, salam UiTM di hatiku dan salam Malaysia Madani. Terima kasih kepada Profesor Madya Dr. Nurjan Salika dan juga kepada pasukan yang telah membuat montaj saya. Sebenarnya itulah pertama kali saya mendengar apa kata-kata daripada Dr. Nurjan, kerana ketika rehearsal dan setiap kali saya bertanya, dia mengatakan secret, rahsia, dia kata, dan Prof diminta keluar ketika rehearsal, ya. Dan juga pertama kali saya melihat montaj tersebut. Namun saya merasakan bahawa segala apresiasi yang diberikan itu merupakan seumpama selai baju yang lebih besar daripada saiznya, yang walaupun badan saya besar, ya, yang hendak dipakaikan kepada saya, ya. Terlalu tinggi penghargaannya. Namun begitu saya amat menyanjungi segala yang telah dilakukan. Jadi di sini saya mohon izin untuk meneruskan syarahan Profesor ini dalam bahasa Inggeris. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'm very humbled to be standing here in front of all of you, my well-learned industry partners, and also all the professors here, and also some of you I know from the deans and the assistant vice chancellor who spend their time here to be together with me today to listen to a little bit of knowledge that I think I possess as I accumulate along my way throughout my career as a lecturer and later as an academic administrator for UiTM. Okay, I purposely chose the topic duality of technology and looking into the metamorphosis of digital disruption. As you have heard in the montage, the concept of duality of technology has been introduced to me by my dear supervisor during my PhD, that is Professor Dr. Rus Alinda Alias. And at that time, nobody dares to take her challenge. And actually, I am one of them who do not dare to take the challenge, but it was really imposed on me, quote unquote. So it was like, Haryani, you have to look at this. And I think your research should be aligned to what we say as the duality of technology. And I choose the subtopic of metamorphosis of digital disruption due to my experience maneuvering over the era of digital era and leading one of the faculty, a very high achiever faculty in the technology-based era. So now as I go and be and lead the faculty, I found that this digital disruption are actually a metamorphosis. It changes. And then when I started to think about my professorial lecture, I thought that these two concepts should be blended together and for us to have a look and then learn together to become to give us some guidelines on how do we maneuver the digital era. Okay. Okay, for the next, I hope, 1 hour, I will bring you towards the journey. That is, I'm going to go and brief a little bit on the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Yeah, this is a buzzword. I think most of you know what is Industrial 4.0, but let's recap on what is Industrial 4.0. Then we will go and comprehend into what is actually digital transformation. Yeah, the word has been widely used, digital transformation, but now let's comprehend what is digital transformation. Then together, let us go and look into the technology adoption and reimagine technical adoption in the era of IR 4.0. And then this is the thing, this is the concept that I would like to share, that is the duality of technology. Right? And after we have gone through the duality of technology, I'm going to tie up some of the concept from the duality of technology into what we call the emerging technology and also the digital disruption. And lastly, we will see the metamorphosis of digital disruption, and an example of ChatGPT is being used for us to look into how the metamorphosis happens and how does it become a digital disruptor. And let's begin. Okay, whenever we talk about digital transformation and whenever we talk about technology advancement, the concept of technology advancement cannot run away from what we call the Industrial Revolution. And as we know, there are 4 industrial revolutions, but the important thing is that all this industrial revolution highlighted 3 main things, 3 main era. That is, the first industrial revolution is on the agriculture revolution, where it increases the productivity. And then later, we found that during the Industrial Revolution 2.0, it is all about industrial revolution. And then the third and the fourth industrial revolution focuses on digital era. Yeah, and what we learn is that from all these four industrial revolution, we have gone through the four industrial revolution, is the impact of all this industrial revolution. Yeah, that is all of this revolution bring in the technology progress, and the technology progress that it brings in is unprecedented. It means that it has never happened before, right? And then after that, when it is an unprecedented technology advances, what happened is that it affected many aspects of human life and society. And this is actually what happened to us in our industry 4.0 currently. Yeah. So basically, I will not dwell into the detail of each of the industrial revolution, but as we know that this is all about technology advancement, and all this impacted the life of the society. It changes the society, meaning that the impact of technology advances now changes and affected the whole society. And just to take some points of Industrial Revolution or IR 4.0, yeah, I just take some of the caption from many of the industry players and also from some of the academic literature. Whenever we say about IR 4.0, everybody says that this is the digital transformation era. Why? Because during IR 4.0, the process of digitizing and the process of digitalization are very intensive. And then this lead to what we call digital transformation. And we know that IR 4.0 expand from the digital revolution from IR 3.0. Okay, and I think this is a very common key or point, yeah, when we talk about IR 4.0. But the other thing about IR 4.0, let's not forget that IR 4.0 is unique or is different from IR 3.0 is because during IR 4.0, the character is that it is a fusion of technologies which it integrates the physical and also the digital world. And this is what they call as a cyber physical system, CPS, right? And if we look into the elaboration of what is a CPS, CPS is an intelligent entity. It is so intelligent that it enables the machine and the system to communicate, to share the data and information in a coordinated and efficient way. And when we have this, now I think most of us start to say that is CPS the beginning of AI, when this intelligent machine start to communicate. Yeah. Now, and then IR 4.0 also has always been associated as a new era of technological advancement where it transformed the society, the economy, the industry worldwide, meaning that it is one force that is transforming not only the industry, but also the society, not only the technology, but also the humankind. And then when we look into what Schwab, yeah, I have to write his name, Schwab 2016, because this is one of the guru when he mentioned about IR 4.0, when it says about digital transformation, is that IR 4.0 is characterized by the convergence and the complementary of emerging technology domain. It means that the technology that is there in IR 4.0 is not in isolation. The thing that this technology complement each other. And when it complement each other, it means that it becomes a more powerful force of technology that are affecting us. And lastly, the IR 4.0 also is known as the era of connectivity, advanced analytics, automation, advanced manufacturing technology, and it is going to transform the global business. Yeah, and I think when we look at this, everybody start to agree with me. Yes, so people are talking about big data analytics. We are talking about automation. Yeah, we are talking about advanced analytics, and we are talking about all this advanced technology. And one thing for sure, we have been assured by the literature, we have been assured by the work from the industry saying that it is going to transform the business. And now, let's look into digital transformation. Yeah, as we mentioned just now, IR 4.0 is closely related to digital transformation, and let's look into digital transformation. I will start with the last caption at the bottom there. Yeah, by George Westerman, which says that when digital transformation is done right, it is like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Yeah, that's why the word metamorphosis come in. But then when it is done wrong, all you get is a really fast caterpillar. It means that you get something, you get the caterpillar, but now the caterpillar does not grow into a beautiful butterfly. But I think all of us agree that caterpillar is not, I don't want to use the word ugly, but I would say like it's not something that we love to look in comparison to butterfly. Yeah, if we say that a butterfly and a caterpillar, which one do you think is beautiful? That one will be another survey. I think Dr. Zia will help me as the head for statistics will do a survey, caterpillar and also butterfly, right? So this is very important for us to know. So in order for us to ensure that this digital transformation will turn to become a butterfly, we must understand what is digital transformation. Yeah, we cannot just be looking at the concept and say that everything is digital transformation. IR 4.0 is digital transformation without really knowing what is digital transformation. And I quote from KPMG study in the year of 2022, which says that about 84% of the global companies agree that digital transformation is critical for organization survival in the next 5 years. Yeah, this is done in 2025. It's done in 2022. So we are now in 2024. It means that it is quite recent. Yeah, so it means that we are in the era, and we must acknowledge that it will be one of the key initiatives for key competitiveness for any organization. Yeah, and I put a diagram there. Yeah, and this is the stages of digital transformation. And I think if you go for some academic articles and you do some literature review, they will say that digital transformation must start with the process of digitization and then followed by digitalization, and later it becomes a digital transformation. Yeah, and those are the processes. I think I will not go into detail because like digitization is just converting the information into binary form so that it can be communicated to the other machine through machine. And digitalization are about the process of using whatever information that has been digitized into the work process of an organization. Yeah, and digital transformation is actually a process. Yeah, when we say that it is a process, it means that it is ongoing. There is no such thing as digital transformation. You put a technology and there it becomes a digital transformation. One key word here is that it is the process. And what is this process? It is about optimizing and transforming the operation, the strategic direction, and the value proposition of any organization by leveraging on digital technology. Yeah, so this is digital transformation. And now, let's go and look into the concept of digital transformation by looking into, as what we mentioned just now, the core of digital transformation. All of us agree, I think, that digital transformation, the core of it is digital technology. Yeah. What about digital technology? What about that technology that influences or that has a characteristic and go and transform the whole industry, and it is known as digital transformation? What is it in digital technology? Okay. Two distinct characteristics of digital technology is that one, digital technology support the digital representation of data. Yeah. So any digital technology, we know that it speaks in the form of a binary form, 0 and 1. So therefore, it supports any digital representation of data because all the data from any digital machine are in the form of 0 and 1. Yeah, and then after that, it is programmable and reprogrammable. Right? It can be programmed and you can reprogram it. So what happens is that it can be repurposed in other different fields. Okay, these two distinct characteristics of digital technology is the one that become the catalyst for the process of digitization and digitalization. Now, not only the characteristic of this digital technology become the catalyst, there is another one factor that is contributing towards the digital transformation. That is the affordance of connective devices. Yeah, because the connective devices are affordable by the huge mass, that what happens is that it allows the diverse interaction between the sources and the platforms of which is in the form of digital, right? And as a result, we are accessible to the digitally stored information. Digitally stored information now are become ubiquitous. It means that it is there, it is massive, it is everywhere, and we can access it. And then now these digital technology devices also, which are affordable now, brings in what we call as the interoperability and the connectivity of digital technology artifacts, right? All this pushes digitization, digitalization, and the ubiquity of the digitally stored information, plus the interoperability and connectivity of digital technology artifacts. All these contributed to the digital transformation process. Okay? And just to recap, yeah, once a lecturer, always a lecturer. Yeah, you start with something and you always ask your students, now let's recap. What have I told you in class, right? But I know that you all are very well versed, right? But just to recap, yeah, in case some of you missed the point, yeah, to recap, I think three most important points that we need to recap is that the first one is digital technology plays an important role in digital transformation. Yeah. Secondly, digital technology now, it evolves and new emerging technology arises. Yeah. And we know that digital transformation is a continuous process of change in adapting digital technology and emerging technology. Yeah. So we get a new dimension there. It's a process. And now the core thing is digital technology. But the thing is that this digital technology keep on evolving. And because of the involvement of this digital technology, now digital transformation is a process in adapting the changes of this digital technology. And obviously, it is a dynamic process. The changes, the evolution of digital technology makes it as a dynamic process. So we cannot view digital transformation as a linear process, and it is a dynamic process. Why? Because of, I add another verb, rapid and emerging digital technology, that we look at it because it is not only evolving, but it is evolving rapidly in an acceleration, right? So now we know that it is a very dynamic process, digital transformation. And the last key point, I think, just to recap, is that digital transformation is the optimizing of digital technology. We leverage on the right technology at the right time and also on the right process with the right cost, right? This is actually, it recaps what is digital transformation. Yeah, it's not only implementing any digital technology, but it is optimizing this digital technology. And when you say that you have optimized this digital technology, it is not anywhere as you like, right? It must be on the right process and it must be on the right time, right? And it must be the right technology that we are picking up, yeah? And all this, okay, all this, because of this complexity, yeah, it requires us to look back into technology adoption in organization. Yeah, because we are looking into digital transformation, we want to look into digital technology. We know the characteristic. We know it's a dynamic process. Now it requires us to look back, to reimagine, to reinterpret our technology adoption in organization. Yeah, and by the way, that authors here, Andrew, Fox, and Tin, yeah, in 2016, okay, I got this from their book, The Innovator's Dilemma. And they wrote it, very interestingly, they wrote this in 2018. Yeah, this is before COVID time. And what happened after COVID time? This thing has become much more relevant and pertinent for us to consider. Now, let's look into the earlier work of technology adoption. Whenever we look into the technology adoption, I think most of you in the field of science, computing sciences will agree with me, right? These four names are the big four names whenever we mention about technology adoption. Yeah, and my PhD students, I think they will remember that I will say, go for the big names. I say, when you assign, go for the work, the impactful work. And these four work, yeah, by Levitt back in 1964, the year when I was born. Thank you, Dr. Nojan. Everybody now knows how old I am. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. So by Levitt in the year of 1964, and then go to Christensen in the year of 1997, Moore 2002, and Rogers 1995. Okay, and these four works, for example, the first one, Levitt in 1964, started with the diamond shape and later being transformed into what they say the people process technology framework. And they say that when you look into the technology adoption, you look into this framework. And what does this framework say? It says that it must be in balance, all three, the people, the process, the technology. Meaning that if the technology moves, the people has to move, the process has to move. The thing is that if one of the element move faster than the other two, then it collapsed. That organization collapsed. That was the first work of Levitt since 1964, and it has been used now basically in the world of change management. It says that the people need to be upskilled. The process need to change. The technology, when you enhance the technology, right? But now, look into the work from Christensen also on the innovator's dilemma. Yeah, the innovator's dilemma. Now, it looks into whenever you have an innovation, organization must quickly adapt to it. Whenever you have a changes in technology, organization must quickly adapt it for survival of that organization. Okay, and Moore says that when you talk about when you talk about technology adoption, you'll find that the technology adopters are being divided into groups. Okay, the groups that they have to tackle is that, according to Moore, yeah, is that period between the the early adopters there. When you can fill up this gap, then technology adoption will be a success. Yeah, and then later diffusion of innovation by Rogers in 1995. Okay, all this work has become the basis of technology adoption in organization, and we agree that all this work are correct at that time, right? But now, remember, yeah, we are in the era of IR 4.0. We are in the era of digital transformation. And we just realized this now, yeah, or we have realized before this, that digital technology evolved, right? All this framework go into the perspective of adoption of technology-driven rather than digital transformation. It means that you take technology, you put it there. Everyone has to follow. It means that it is technology-driven. It is not looking into the process of a transformation, and we are looking into digital transformation. And all of this work, look into the technology appropriation in a situated use. Situated use meaning that in one organization. It means that put it and you improve efficiency by doing this and you use the technology, right? And lastly, all of this imply that technology usage, is a linear process and it always look into the behavior of the user. Okay, due to this, this is where we always have a look and says that all this work still relevant, or can we follow this technology adoption framework in the era of IR 4.0? Definitely, something at the back of our mind start to say that it is quite different now. Yeah, technology adoption in the era of IR 4.0 now is quite different. Something changes, right? So I would like to bring you, to the perspective of what I call reimagining technology adoption in the era of 4.0. Yeah. Now, and when we reimagine technology adoption in the era of 4.0, we cannot be looking into the technology complexity only. We must be looking into the organization complexity as well. Yeah. And when we look into the technology complexity, from the book, The Innovator's Imperative, these three authors listed what are all the technology complexity. Yeah, don't worry about if you want to go and do another review saying that what are the technology complexity. Go and find this book, because why? This book has give you all the technology complexity in IR during IR 4.0. Yeah, one of it is that it says that the pace of digital technology change dramatically accelerated and in unprecedented rate. Okay, it is based on the survey. They look into the survey and everyone agrees, and they look into the evolution of technology. It is in a very unprecedented rate. It's very, very fast now. And then it says that the cumulative impact of the integrated technology solution is rapidly expanding, and the integration and the interoperability of technology across the firm. Now, this is why, we understand now, one machine can talk to another machine, the cyber physical world, and the latest, if you look into the interoperability of this platform and the integration, the latest one that is in our country is definitely the launching of Padu, which the government is trying to come out with an integrated platform solution where your data are inside one platform. Yeah, but this has been mentioned back there in the year of 2018, right? So we are 5 years after that only. Maybe we start to think that, correct, some action must be taken here. Okay. Now, another thing is that normally when technology before this are being introduced, it is always difficult. Technology is difficult to be adopted. Yeah, but now what happened is that the ease of deploying the emerging technology is very easy. You'll see that you don't need big data center, big servers anymore. Now you have cloud-based, right? And it is full of scalability, meaning that you can use and deploy emerging technology with ease. And lastly, it says that now everyone, all the CEO, understood the importance of leveraging on digital technology. This is technology complexity. But if we rely on technology complexity only, and we start to bring in come up with our strategy for our technology adoption in our organization, I'm afraid, we are afraid that we didn't fulfill, or we are going to be turned, our organization is going to be like a caterpillar rather than a butterfly, right? So to become a butterfly now, I am, literature or the work, and I think we would like to say that technology complexity must be viewed together with organization complexity. Yeah, you put technology in an organization, you must know that that technology is not a sole entity that will be there, and everyone has to adapt with the technology. Organization, no matter what organization you are in, has its own complexity. And this complexity, okay, I follow or I take from the work of Anthony Giddens back in 1984. Yeah, Anthony Giddens, and I guess this is one of the work that my supervisor, my PhD supervisor, Prof. Rose, pushing me to read. And I remember was telling her, I don't understand. And she was telling me, because you are not reading enough. Go and read again, okay? I know Prof. Rose messaged me saying that she is in Bali currently, but she will be following through the YouTube. So Prof. Rose, if you are listening, right, I think you will agree with me, right? And thank you for pushing me to really read. Because why? Anthony Giddens, what is the problem in reading Anthony Giddens' book? Yeah, the title is The Constitution of Society. I'm very pleased here that one of my friend, my best friend, in fact, Dr. Sharifah Muzlia is here. She is a sociologist, I know. Yeah, the Anthony Giddens' work, Anthony is on sociology. Anthony Giddens is a sociologist. Yeah, like Dr. Sharifah, I guess. Yeah, Sharifah Muzlia, right? So now, can you imagine me being from a computer science background trying to read a sociology book? Yeah, though you know I am quite inquisitive mind. I have inquisitive mind, but that is really difficult, right? So now, but anyhow, yeah, once I read at it and I was like, right, this is true, right? I get the gist of it, and later, much to my relief, in 1992, a work from one scholar from MIT with the name of Olikowski come up and try to adapt the work from Giddens into the perspective of technology. And that saved me a lot of trying to go and see my supervisor and trying and taking her time to explain everything to me. Yeah, so I think that is a specialty of my supervisor. Yeah, she knows sociology, whereas she is in the field of computer science. Okay, now what did Anthony Giddens say? Yeah, he says that organizations are complex systems. This is what we agree upon, and it interact with the environment. Organization and environment interact, and what happens is that they are mutually influencing. They influence each other, and it goes over time. Okay, if I influence you, you influence me, and it goes and it evolves in a process of evolution. Yeah, so exactly what Giddens is proposing is what he mentioned as the duality of structure. Yeah, which I'm going to bring you after this to my next slide of duality of structure. And it says that structure, when you talk about organization has structure. And what is this structure? Though these are the rules and regulation. Okay, the structures are rule and regulation, but normally these rules and regulation appears in an informal way rather than formal. So organization have rules and structure, and also in organization they have human agency, the people, which Giddens mentioned as a human agency, and it says that the structure and the human agency are mutually influencing. Okay, a human actor now, it interacts with the rules and structure, the governing rules and structure. Now it influences it, and also the governing, also constraining the human of their actions. Yeah, and Giddens call it as the duality of structure. Now, what happened in 1992 is that Olikowski, right, come out using the duality of structure, come out with what she mentioned as structural analysis of technology in organization. Yeah, and in structural analysis of technology in organization, she used information technology as a structure. Yeah, as a structure in an organization, meaning that now instead of your norms, instead of the culture of the organization, it says that put IT as the structure. And let's see in this organization, the interaction between the user or the human, the people in the organization, as it interacts with the information technology. How does the people shapes the information technology, and how the information technology later are being shaped by people. This is the work of Olikowski. Yeah, it put structure not from the sociology perspective, but also in the form of IT. Now, and in doing so, Olikowski added two concepts for the duality of structure to understand the structurational analysis of technology in organization. He says that she came out with duality of technology. And this duality of technology is that duality of human and IT, right? And IT is now the structure. Secondly, Olikowski now introduced another concept. That is the interpretive flexibility of technology, right? So it means that technology, which has always been seen as a positive force. When we talk about positive, it is not, I know everything is positive, it's not positive, negative, but we say that we cannot look it as a very objective entity. There must be a view of interpretism that way in looking into technology, meaning that it is flexible and you have to interpret it with some flexibility of technology, right? Okay, so now I'm bringing you all into looking into technology adoption in organization, but combining the view of technology complexity and organization complexity. Yeah, and with this view, we are going to venture into digital transformation. Yeah, and okay, as mentioned just now, okay, this is a structuration theory from Giddens in 1984. If I have modified a little bit the diagram, why? Because if we look into the original Giddens, it has all the structure. But I'll try to put in a slide and try to summarize for all the audience here. Structural theory by Giddens actually focus on the social practice in organization. And as I mentioned just now, it is the structure and the agency referring to the human agency as mutually constitutive, and this is a duality. Yeah, I construct, human construct the structure. Now the structure now construct back the human thinking. Yeah, okay, so it becomes a duality, and now it says that here structure influence the human behavior. Yeah, the norms influence our behavior, and we human are capable of changing the social structure. How do we do this? Is by enabling our thinking, our interpretive scheme, and then now it is being reconstituted through our action. Yeah, so it is a mutually influencing. Now, in Giddens' work, it says that the social structure and action is performed by human. Now, it says that human action can normally be categorized into three. That is, you communicate, you express your power, and then you are doing some sanctioning. Yeah, power meaning that you have the ability to do something. Okay, now, but the social structure in the organization is a structure of signification. You feel significant, something. You have the structure of domination. You dominate a certain thing, and also you have the power of legitimization. You legitimize your action. Yeah, but the point which human action and social structure comes in, okay, is where the interaction, and this interaction point is called the modality by Giddens. And if we read into the whole theory of Giddens, he says that when human communicate, it uses its interpretive scheme, and then it brings the structure of signification in the organization. For example, a lecturer use its interpretive scheme. Why does it want to lecture? Because of some self-satisfaction. So the structure of signification is there as self-satisfaction. That's why I think most of the lecturer stay in UiTM, right? Because it has some structure of signification. You signifies what you did. Yeah, you have prior experience, your interpretive model or interpretive scheme. Now, when a human exert its power, okay, it uses the resources and facilities that it has. Okay, it gets some facilities, it gets its resources, which is under this particular human. Now, with the power and resources, it arise to the structure of domination. Okay, you become dominant. Yeah, I think if you look here, if you are in the leadership role, okay, you can exert your power. Why? Because you have the resources under you. And now this bring in the structure of domination. And also, how do the structure of legitimization comes in is because we have to sanction our behavior. And who are doing the sanctioning for humans' behavior? It is the norms that is in the organization that sanction you from doing certain things, or that makes it like this is legitimate to do, this is illegitimate to do. Okay, so this is sociology, right? I think only maybe Prof. Farida from business school maybe like, okay, but I think those from computing sciences was like, oh my goodness, what is happening now? Okay, but this is the basic thing. Yeah, this is the basic thing of what Gideon says. Don't worry, I'm going to give you another slide. I think the slide is that now look at Oligosky. As I mentioned to you, Oligosky now takes the work from Giddens, right, and put it into the context of technology. Okay, so this might be a little bit easier to digest, for all of us. Now, Oligosky, in the interpretive flexibility of technology, Oligosky looked into the human actor, the human agency, and also the technology. Forget about the structure first. It looks into the human and also the technology. And what did Oligosky says? It says that now, following also the work from Lev in 1988, he says that the interaction of technology and the organization is influenced by the actor who develop and use the technology. Okay, it gives the meaning that if you look into the first arrow, technology is developed for a certain purpose for an organization, right? When you procure a technology, you have a certain purpose. You want this technology to be used for a certain purpose, right? And the developer of this technology, when it developed based on his or her understanding of the technology. Okay, so it comes out with many features maybe of an application, and it give it to the organization. Okay, and the people start to use. And if you give any application, I think this is in your routine, you give any computer application, you will not be using all, right? You only use whatever you think is useful for you, right? But there are other features that you did not explore. So first, the first arrow, it says that people now go and use the technology which has been developed by someone else, which has some interpretive scheme of what they think this technology will do. Okay. Now, if you look at the second arrow, as the technology is being used, now the users start to understand, oh, we can do more, much more with this technology. It is not only like storing our information, right? But now we can do much more other functions. Yeah. So that is what the human says. Now what happened is that once you have that thinking, this human actor will say now, let's explore whatever application is given and now look into the other features. And we say that in using the technology, now the human actor reinforce and reconstitute the emerging technology structure. Okay, what are the other good things? Yeah, what are the other things that this technology can do? Now, let's do it. Okay, once the technology has been reinforced, now shape back the behavior of the user. Now, the user, instead of using that technology for a certain purpose, now the behavior is that it start to transform the behavior of this user, and they start to use this technology for a wider range of purposes, right? And this spiral keeps on continue, it evolves, right? So this is what Olikowski says, that technology and user are mutually influencing, right? An example would be like, I think the most basic example would be the phone, right? First, we give the phone. It is for communication. You can just call a person. Later, we say that, hey, if we can play music on the phone, you know. You start to tell someone else. Someone say that, now let's play music in the phone, right? When you start to play the music, you say that it's good if now that phone can also be an entertainment tool. Okay, so now the developers start to add more features, it becomes an entertainment tool. And suddenly we say that it's not enough, because the user now says that not only entertainment, can it be a smart gadget, right? And now it becomes a smart gadget, right? So this is what it says, that when it says that it is mutually influencing, any devices or any technology now is mutually influenced and reshaped by the human who are using the technology. Okay, now let's go into Duality of Technology by Olikowski. This is her second concept, right? Similar to the duality of structure, Olikowski now put technology as the structure. And this technology now is IT. If you look into the work of Olikowski in 1991, 1992, the technology that she is referring is the information technology. Because this is the era when everyone start to say about IT. Okay, it looks into IT as the technology now. And what happened here? I number the arrow so that we can flow. Okay, it says that first, information technology is the outcome of human action, developed and used by human. Okay, a developer developed that IT application, right? And then later used by human. I think this is normal, and we say that, yeah, that's true. Now, what happened later? Okay, now as human use it as a means to perform their tasks, yeah, as a means to perform their tasks, they found that they would like to explore more on IT, right? So that they can perform more computer-mediated tasks. Yeah, so now it becomes mutually influencing. Yeah, I think Dr. Su is smiling. I think she understands, right? Why? Because look at her My ATP system, right? She started to develop that system just for a storage kind of system where you put all your documents there. Yes, so right? And later everybody start to use, and everybody says that use that system now for promotion, right? Because you say, hey, it can do more than just putting your documents there, right? So it is mutually influencing. But now look into the third one. Yeah, the third one is that this IT or this technology now, okay, are the consequences of the interaction of human and technology, right? When it is used in a social context. Yeah, in a social context, meaning that any kind of technology will be developed and used in a certain context. You cannot be developing one application and you can say that this is very general, in any context it can be used, right? In a social context, but this social context is what Olikowski say as the institutional properties. Yeah? And these institutional properties actually condition the interaction between human and technology, meaning that this IT has now conditioned, become part of the institutional properties. Now it condition the human agents. Yeah, the human agents in interacting with the technology. For example, how does it condition? Okay, first, before you can use that application, you must log in. Whether you like or not, you have to log in because it is for privacy purposes, right? So you know you are not supposed to go and look into others. So it conditions what you can do or not, and you abide with it. Look into our HR to you. At first, when it was introduced, right, it says that now you have to declare, whether are you healthy or not. At first, everybody is very jumpy. Why, right? We only want to clock in, clock out. But later, it conditions, meaning that you don't declare that you are healthy, don't click in, click out. Okay, so these are the things. And you know that everyone here agrees. Once you forget to click in, I'm talking about Dato' Zailani, I'm talking about the situation in YTM. Once you forget to clock in, like not to know Jan, and she will like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, right? Can you? Because you know that this condition you to say that it is your job to clock in and clock out. If failure to do that, it means that failure to do that, you know that this is I'm now going against the institutional properties. That is the rules that asking us to clock in and clock out. So now the IT now has become our structure. Now, instead of it being a technology being used to do our work, now it is conditioning us to follow it, right? Okay, very interesting. And then now we will start to think like, so now are the machine going to dictate us if we are going to follow this? But let's look further. So again, once a lecturer, always a lecturer. Key points. I know some we are like we are gone everywhere. Let me bring you back. Where we are now. We say that technology adoption. If we forget, where are we now? Actually, she goes to sociology. She goes to everywhere, right? We are talking on technology adoption. In IR 4.0, and we say that it is a dynamic process because it is evolving. And this emerging technology and also the organization complexity are contributing to the dynamism of the IR, technology adoption in IR 4.0. Secondly, the two concepts, duality of technology and interpretive flexibility of technology concept, now highlighted that technology and human actions are mutually influencing. The third one is that the relationship between human agents, technology, and institution property changes over time. It changes every time. It is not it's not one of kind of thing, but it evolves, it changes over time. Now, when things changes over time, it leads to transformation. Now, okay, another diagram. And I think maybe my husband looked at the slide. He was saying that at the end of your presentation, everybody will be seeing all those spiral kind of thing everywhere, right? Spiral. But okay, now duality of technology and emerging technology. Now let's see. We understand the relationship between human and technology. We know that it is mutually influencing, right? And we know now there is institutional properties. That is the social and cultural context in which the IT or technology are being used. But now if we look into the usage of technology, as mentioned, developer develop a technology, user use the technology. Now user will explore more on the technology and demand more features to be added. So it is evolving. Okay, the technology is not static. You cannot be buying one system in one organization and say that never mind, this is the only system and it is forever. All right, and without looking into the system, without upgrading the system. So now what happened here is that the changes of technology from one technology to another technology, the evolution of technology now, it gives rise to what we call the emerging technology. One concept of emerging technology, which I discover as I do my reading and also doing the research together with my PhD student, is that now emerging technology is not an entity which comes from nowhere. It comes from a technology which is already there. And when we say it is emerging, it doesn't mean that it has to totally change in form of shapes, right? It is emerging when you see that more features are added and it turned out to be something else. Whereas in terms of forms, that is a system, that is a platform, right? But the addition of more and more features are transforming this technology, and we can say that this is an emerging technology. Yeah, and it is also quoted by Halawi in year 2013 that it says that we need to correct all those that emerging technology is totally not a new entity, but it is a technology which arises from the existing technology. Right? So now, and if we relate it, it is duality of technology, right? Why does this emerging technology starts to come in? Because the people ask for it. You ask for it, you want more. So it keeps on improving, it keeps on adding new features, so it becomes an emerging technology. Yeah, so I relate it that way. Now let's relate this emerging technology and digital disruption. Yeah. Now, when you look into this emerging technology and digital disruption, you know that digital disruption is the transformation caused by the emerging digital technology, and it impacted the value of the existing products and services offered. All right. Okay. Now, look, if we do a reflection on UiTM, yeah, how much does this digital technology changes the existing product and services that we offer? Right? If we have the answer like sama je, and then think, have we adopt digital technology? Are we really into digital transformation? Right? I'm sure the answer will not be sama saja, right? Because contoh, example, last time we used to clock in, clock out, right? Using that card. Now it is HR to you on your mobile phone, right? Things changes that we are adopting digital technology, yeah, because we are putting values of the services we offer. Okay, now, and emerging technology as it evolves, this technology as it evolves, it can be a generalized technology. Yeah, in one of the forum which I attended, the nice thing about the forum is that I just realized that I was in a forum conducted by an economist. It's not an IT person, economist. And the topic was so interesting. I think together with me, I bring another 2 lecturers, and they were like telling me, this is not technical, Prof. This is not technical. I said, never mind, just listen. Okay, now, because we are looking into disruptive technology, right? And it is actually from the perspective of economists, right? From the perspective of economists, for us, a disruptive technology is a technology which we implemented and suddenly it changes everything. Right? It changes our behavior, it changes the organization, right? As if like you take an entity, put it, and boom, magic, right? Changes, right? But later I found that, from duality of technology, it doesn't happen that way. It evolved. And from the perspective, when we always ask a question, how can a technology become disruptive? The answer will always be, it becomes disruptive if it changes the organization structure, it changes the way business are being done. But before it changes, what really happened to this emerging technology? That is the question. All right? What really happened to this emerging technology? Can we say that any emerging technology become disruptive technology and cause digital disruption? So I think when I attended that forum, I found the answer. It says that from the economist's viewpoint, any emerging technology, for this emerging technology to become a disruptive technology first, right? It says that it must become a general purpose technology, GPT called. academician, careful. When we say GPT, you think like ChatGPT, right? This is another GPT. That is the general purpose technology. When it becomes a general purpose technology, meaning that everyone is using the technology, obviously it will change the way business are being done. It will change the way organizations are being done, right? But there is a process for an emerging technology to become a general purpose technology. Right? There is a process, and that one I think we will look. I will start. I will cover in my last slide. Okay. Now, and it says that emerging technology can become a disruptive technology if it has these three properties. It must be digital. Okay. So now we are in the digital era, right? So why are we scared of digital technology? We are using it. So if we say there is disruptive technology, it is to come, because we are using digital technology. Secondly, it must have the disruptive property. Thirdly, it is innovative. It must be innovative. It cannot be the old technology that we have been using, right? Now, disruptive property, digital, we know what is digital. The disruptive property is that it manifests in various forms, okay? And depending on the domain or entity it is being disrupted, it can be the changes of economic configuration. Okay, it changes the whole economic system, and or it did changes the existing social structure. Yeah, the social structure in justifying the current patterns of function or behavior. Meaning that, okay, can one technology be disruptive and changes the behavior of the society? Can. So it can be a disruptive technology. Yeah. And thirdly, that organizational configuration in the form of competence destruction or competence creation. It means that a disruptive technology, okay, a technology can be disruptive if it changes the competence creation, and also it disrupts some of the competence. I thought the third point is very interesting for us in academic institution, right? So it means that if some of our competency are being disrupted by certain technology, that means that that technology which is there are now become a disruptive technology, whether you realize it or not. Okay. And lastly, what is innovative property? Innovative property is start from an invention, and this invention become innovation when it is accepted and diffused in the market. Okay, so these are the three properties from where we can get from emerging technology to digital disruption. Okay, now I know they are looking at me. I'm finishing. Don't worry. Okay, now, right now, let's look. Okay, as to tie up what I have discussed today, let's look into the metamorphosis of digital disruption. And I use the example of ChatGPT. Yeah, for all my strategic industry strategic partners, I'm sorry because right where we say like what is ChatGPT, right? Because it is something that is disrupting the whole education system currently, right? So I think I'm using it, but I guess these also are affecting the industry, right? Now suddenly people say that we don't need any more a clerk to do the letters. Ask ChatGPT, draft a letter, so ChatGPT can come up with a letter. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I doubt that is as simple as that. Yeah. Now let's look into the metamorphosis of digital disruption, and I use the example of ChatGPT. Now we look here. We cannot deny in education sector the pervasiveness of digital technology. Right? Everyone is using digital technology. Okay? If you do not believe me in UITM, that's why we have one unit under the Hal Ehwal Academic. I think ask the boss, Dr. Suryani will agree with me. We have Dr. Zainuddin who are doing the CIDL, right? Or doing all the digital kind of initiative, right? So now it is very pervasive. It is all, and it is affecting the education sector. Everybody wants to jump into digital technology, and you know that the interaction between human and digital technology are become more intertwined. Meaning that it means that if you want to try, just take your handphone, your smartphone from you, I am sure you'll be very restless because you need the phone, right? You need the phone. It's always about the phone, right? Okay, I think Dr. Fiza agree with me. She smiled widely there. Correct. Don't take her phone, right? Because that is one of the cherished belonging. Okay. Now, then when you start to interact more with your digital technology, suddenly you realize that now we cannot just interact like normal. Can we have something like an intelligent machine, human machine interaction? Right? This is the beginning actually in our digital technology environment. Yeah, meaning that you start to say that let's interact with the technology. Let's interact with the website. But now, can it be more intelligent? Right? So what happened is that chatbot is invented. You agree, right? You go now, Asia. What is the chatbot name? I think Bo, right? Bo, what can Bo do to you, right? Things like that. Okay, it means that it has all these chatbot assistants, right? Because it tries to do a conventional. And when chatbot is invented, okay, when chatbot is invented, definitely it is AI based. What is it for? The purpose is for a conventional agent, or it's just a bot. It just want to converse with you. So you feel like, oh, now my phone can speak to me, right? Intelligently, rather than I'm only looking into the phone and I'm just reading. Right now, it can communicate. It can do the interaction. Okay. Now, as human use the phone, as we interact with chatbots, and then we start to say that now, can the chatbot, yeah, rather than do the typing, reply back to us? Give some voice, yeah. So we start to apply the voice recognition, and now you start to say that this is more personalized. First, he says this is just for interaction. Now you say that it is more personalized. When it becomes more personalized, and you know that people love personalized interaction, now chatbot now from an invention now has the potential to become a digital innovation. Right? Because now everybody loves personalized innovation, yeah, personalized kind of interaction. Later, see what happened. Yeah, the chatbot now, okay, the embodiment of the smart and IoT enabled devices. Okay, you have all the smart devices, you have all this IoT. Now, is when this chatbot is start to be embedded inside all these smart devices. Now you find that suddenly the chatbot application are everywhere in higher education. Okay, students start to get it, and now it become diffused. It means that it can give you it is a personalized kind of interaction. Students love to use it. Yeah, students love. Why is it personalized? Because students can type their own question, right? Can write their own question and it can reply. Rather than only one question, it can reply and it can write in the way that the student love. Okay, it becomes personalized, and now suddenly everybody love, and it start to being used widely in the education sector. Yeah, right. But it is still a chatbot. Remember, then later, right? The whole academic ecosystem, okay, education ecosystem is also conducive for chatbot to prosper. Why? Because education now start to look into let's have online education. Let's have digital, let's have virtual education, right? In doing that, you find that this become a very it become a very prosperous ecosystem for chatbot. Okay. Now, when this becomes a chatbot, then chatbot now is start to become dominant force in the education sector. Okay. Now it metaform again. Now, and suddenly we say that in education sector, we say that student must not only work in silo. Student must work in groups. Student must collaborate. And everybody agrees. Yeah, in IR 4.0, everybody must collaborate. So everyone wants to collaborate. Everyone wants to do cooperation. Now, what happens now is that they say that let's collaborate. And what is ChatGPT all about? ChatGPT is about collaboration. Yeah, I give my idea, I put it on the web, ChatGPT will use another person's idea, and now it start to collaborate everything, right? And the nice thing is that if you realize in some of the journals that has been published in index journal, I'm talking about index journal, they have another author now, ChatGPT. Right? You can have your name and another author that is ChatGPT, because it asks ChatGPT to search for other people's work also. Right? It becomes one article. So now when ChatGPT is there, suddenly it becomes a digital disruption. Why? Because everybody start to use it. And if you see, this is what I meant by metamorphosis. It means that it changes in the form of features. Yeah, there are many examples that we can look, but I thought ChatGPT is the most interesting one. Yeah, then and don't blame ChatGPT, because I think now after understanding it, you know that who asked for this ChatGPT? It is us, right? It is us. We want to do it. So now, rather than we create war with ChatGPT, let's ask ChatGPT to be our friend now. Yeah, okay. Now, way forward, last slide. Yeah, I think, and I'm looking at the clock there. I think I'm finishing, the time is nearly up. Okay, the way forward, I think, is digital transformation will confront organization and society with immense challenges. This one we cannot run away. Yeah, and then technology will continue to evolve and coexist with human. You like it or not, it is there. And then technology advancement will accelerate, and the technology will become more complex, additive, and ubiquitous. Right? Don't look into technology as an entity on its own. Now, digital disruption. Okay, we are looking into digital disruption, need to be responded, requiring actions that are able to create new value from technology. And to survive digital disruption, to survive digital disruption, it requires digital leaders. And I believe all of us here are digital leaders, and these digital leaders need to strategize to become a complementing disruptor. It means that you must complement the disruptor. ChatGPT is a disruptor. Now, think of a way, think of a strategy how to complement this ChatGPT. A complementing disruptor, and be part of the ecosystem around the disruptor. You have to maneuver ways and methods to add value to the disruption. Okay, and then in the digital era, it is crucial for organizations to be aware and embrace technology. And the key to successful embracing technology is to understand the dynamism of human interaction with technology. And I end this talk with a quote from Steve Jobs, who says that to achieve great success and create revolutionary changes in the world, we must learn to prioritize the intersection of technology and humanities, because that's how the best ideas emerge. Okay, with that, before I end this talk, sekali lagi izinkan saya bercakap bahasa Malaysia. Saya dengan rendah hati saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada semua para hadirin yang telah mendengar walaupun mungkin agak memeningkan setengah fakta itu kerana di sini dan berada di sini. Juga jutaan terima kasih kepada rakan-rakan PNC dan dekan-dekan saya yang sentiasa memberikan saya semangat yang luar biasa. Terima kasih PNC yang dalam kumpulan ini, dan juga kepada rakan industri yang telah hadir. Sekali lagi saya ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih. Thank you for your time. I thought your presence here menggambarkan bahawa pihak industri ingin melihat the perspective from the academician, dan saya beritahu about 20 industri who are here. Terima kasih sekali lagi, dan UiTM, bagi pihak UiTM, dan saya juga I really appreciate semua the co-investment yang kita buat bersama-sama. Kepada profesor-profesor yang saya hormati, Prof Farida, saya nampak Prof Sohaimi, Prof Daud, and also the Dr. Muzlia dan Prof. Jasli, ya, pada profesor yang memang saya, Prof. Isamidin, yang sentiasa saya hormati, ya. Semoga, ya, saya merasa amat kerdil sebenarnya berdiri di sini, kan, berada di depan Sifu, ya, yang saya tahu lebih experience dan lebih berpengetahuan daripada saya. Terima kasih for your time, dan kepada my PhD students, ya, for my PhD student, thank you for being bukanlah PhD, ya, mantan PhD student, yeah, thank you for being here, really appreciate it. And dan kepada, tak lupa saya kepada semua jawatan kuasa, terutamanya kepada dekan-dekan dan ketua pengajian. Sekarang saya tahu, ya, saya adalah seorang yang tegas, ya, so saya kena careful on that, ya. Dan kepada saya punya dekan-dekan dan ketua pengajian, terima kasih kerana saya sentiasa menyokong, ya, kejayaan KPPIM tidak akan terlaksana tanpa sokongan daripada dekan-dekan dan ketua pengajian dan juga semua yang berada di sini. Dan kepada semua saya sudahi dengan wabillahi taufik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron di atas sesi perkongsian yang cukup menarik. Saya dapat simpulkan bahawa kita semua sudah bermetamorfosis dari seekor ulat bulu yang agak huduh kepada seekor rama-rama yang sangat cantik pada hari ini. Semoga ilmu yang dikongsi tentang Duality of Technology, a Metamorphosis of Digital Disruption akan menjadi ilmu yang sangat bermanfaat. Prof. PNC dimohon minta kekal berada di atas pentas untuk agenda seterusnya. Dengan ini, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Nur Hayati Saad, Penolong Naib Chancellor Strategi Universiti Teknologi Mara, diiringi Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Wan Abdul Rahim Wan Muhammad Isa, Dekan Akademik dan Antarabangsa, Kolej Pengajian Pengkomputeran, Informatik dan Matematik, KPPIM, ke pentas untuk menyampaikan sijil penghargaan dan cenderamata kepada Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron. Dipersilakan. Cenderamata oleh pelajar-pelajar lulusan ijazah kedoktoran di bawah seliaan Yang Berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Haryani Haron. Dijemput pelajar-pelajar tersebut kesemuanya ke atas pentas. semua pelajar PhD Prof, diminta yang tetamu kehormat yang lain masih berada kekal di atas pentas. Dengan ini kita majlis menjemput tetamu kehormat utama ke pentas untuk sesi bergambar.